Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we have bout number 6 from our heavyweight tournament using title bout championship boxing, and bout number 6 will be between Smokin' Joe Frazier and Jersey Joe Walcott, scheduled for 15 rounds. Joe Frazier, career record 32 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, 27 of those wins coming by stoppage. He was stopped 3 times himself. KO percentage 73%. Joe Frazier won a portion of the heavyweight title from Buster Mathis, TKO 11, March 4th, 1968 at Madison Square Garden. And that was for recognition by the state of New York and several other states for the heavyweight championship. He would then unify the title when he defeated Jimmy Ellis, when Ellis would not answer the bell in round 5 after being pounded for 4 rounds, February 16, 1970 at Madison Square Garden. Jimmy Ellis had won the heavyweight tournament when Muhammad Ali was stripped of his title. Joe Frazier's greatest win came in fight number 1 against Muhammad Ali, the fight of the century, when he defeated Ali in 1971 at Madison Square Garden via decision. He would drop Ali in the 15th round. He would then go on to lose twice to Muhammad Ali for the North American Championship in 1974, and then the Thriller in Manila in 1975 when Eddie Futch stopped the fight after the 14th round when Frazier wanted to continue, but it was probably the best decision that Eddie Futch made for his fighter, not to let Frazier get hurt. He would come back in 1981, December 3rd, and have a draw with Floyd Jumbo Cummings and then promptly retire again. He also faced George Foreman twice and lost twice. In 1973, George Foreman decimated Joe Frazier in 2 rounds in Jamaica, and Frazier would lose his title to Big George Foreman. And in his final fight before his first retirement, 1976, June 15th, he would do a little better against George Foreman at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, but he was stopped in 5. His opponent, Jersey Joe Walcott, a great fighter, just as Joe Frazier. Walcott would win the title July 18th, 1951, when he knocked out Ezzard Charles at Olympia Stadium in Detroit, Michigan. He became, at the time, the oldest heavyweight champion, 37 years old. George Foreman would later break that record in his second comeback. He would lose the title to Rocky Marciano September 23, 1952. Ahead on points, Marciano knocked him out with 1 punch in the 13th round in one of the most memorable photos in boxing and sports history. And then he would lose the rematch to Marciano, Chicago Stadium, May 15, 1953. The Rock knocked him out in 1. Walcott would promptly retire. He would go on to referee wrestling and boxing matches and make guest appearances on shows. In his first title attempt, he would lose a controversial decision to Joe Louis back in 1940, December 5th. It prompted a rematch where Walcott was winning the fight going into the 11th, and the great one of the greatest, if not the greatest heavyweight champion, Joe Louis, would rally, reach deep down for one last great victory. With a tremendous combination, Louis would knock out Walcott in the 11th. So let's move on to the fight. And again, this is round 1, bout 6 of our heavyweight tournament, which will be going on for a while on Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. Joe Frazier, title bout boxing rating, is a 13 out of 15 fighter. Jersey Joe Walcott, whose God-given name was Arnold Raymond Cream, has a title bout boxing rating 10 out of 15. This should be a doozy at Philadelphia Municipal Stadium, the site of Walcott's defeat to Rocky Marciano. He would like a different outcome this time around against Joe Frazier. Frazier lost the coin toss. He will enter the ring first. Joe Frazier, again, his record 32 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, 27 by knockout. Both fighters will be in their prime, top condition. Frazier's trainer for this fight, Yank Durham, cutman Eddie Aliano. Frazier, 5'11.5", weighed in at 210 pounds, and he will be wearing the black trunks with the yellow stripe. Jersey Joe Walcott will enter the ring second. His choice. His record, 51 wins, 18 defeats, 2 draws, 32 by knockout. That's a KO percentage, I believe 42%. I did not write that down. I think it's either 42 or 46. Walcott fought a lot of tough fighters throughout his career. Tremendous all-time great. His trainer is Danny Florio. His cut man is Charlie Goldman. And again, in his prime, top condition. The fight is scheduled for 15 rounds, Philadelphia Municipal Stadium. The announcer is Johnny Addy. The referee is Rudy Battle. The 3 judges scoring the bout, 10-point must system, all from the United States, Harold Lederman, Lou Filippo, and Glenn Feldman. Joe Frazier is a slugger. He has a control factor of a 13 out of 15 against a boxer, and a 10 out of 15 versus a slugger. Jersey Joe Walcott, tremendous pugilist, can fight either as a boxer or a slugger. He has a control factor of a 12 versus a boxer and a control factor of an 11 versus a slugger. I think that he'll probably come out as a slugger because Frazier has more difficulty with that style. But the computer will be simming both fighters' strategy. I will only be calling the fight. It will be a radio call. Frazier has the edge in power, a big edge, 76% to 38%. Both fighters 100% endurance, always in top-notch shape, tough fighters. Defense, Frazier, only a 50% defensive fighter. You can hit Smokin' Joe. He's a pressure fighter. Come forward, dip, dive, bob, and weave. Get on the inside and work hard. Big left hook for Smokin' Joe Frazier. Jersey Joe Walcott, excellent defensive fighter, 83% out of 100. He also has a cute move where he walks away, then leaps back in with a left hook uppercut type of punch, and that's the punch he knocked out Ezzard Charles to win the heavyweight championship. Hand speed equal at 79% for both fighters, and tactical skills also equal 71% for both fighters. Tactical skills mean how well do they follow the instructions of their corner and how they're trained to fight the bout. So this is going to be a tremendous matchup here at Philadelphia Municipal Stadium. Packed house, over 100,000 people to see this fight. And it should be a doozy. Let's move on to the fight. The ringside expert for Title Bout Boxing, Dave Rodman, unofficial scorer. And we'll be tracking along with him with our unofficial score. And feel free to jump in the chat in between rounds to give your thoughts on how the fight's going. Alrighty. Joe Frazier approaches the ring. Makes that long walk from the dressing room to the squared circle. He enters the ring first. Dips under the third rope. And he is now in the ring. The crowd sees him. They're very excited. bouncing up and down, black robe, hood up, yellow trim just like his trunks, boxing shoes black. He awaits the entrance of Jersey Joe Walcott, and Frazier will not have to wait long. Here comes Walcott quickly out of the dressing room. A half jog, half sprint, quickly gets to the ring, dips under the ropes, and he's in the ring. The crowd is very happy to see both pugilists in the squared circle. Walcott, white trunks, black trim, same as his robe, and his shoes are black. Once again, Joe Frazier's weight, 210 pounds, 5'11". Walcott weighed in at 198. They get their final instructions from referee Rudy Battle. He asks any questions from the Frazier corner or their seconds. They nod no. Looks at Jersey Joe Walcott. Any questions from the Walcott corner in their seconds? They say no. They go back to their corners. We are moments away from bout number 6, round 1, scheduled for 15 rounds of boxing heavyweight tournament, title bout, championship boxing as the simulator. And there's the bell for round 1. Both fighters off their stools quickly, going at one another. And Frazier lands a quick combination to the head. Left hook jolted Walcott. Walcott is badly hurt, backing up. And again, Frazier coming forward. He wants to end this early. This could be just like the Marciano rematch. Frazier is all over him. Walcott going backwards. He is in tremendous trouble. Walcott trying to cover up. Frazier tries to go the body. He missed there. Continues to pin Walcott back on the ropes, pounding away. Walcott is a world of hurt. He has not thrown anything. Frazier just pouring it on. Smoking Joe is smoking right now. He wants to end it in round 1, a la Rocky Marciano in the rematch. Rudy Battle looking on, and again he lands a thudding shot to the Walcott chin. Walcott slides into the corner, hands up. Good defense there by Walcott, getting his senses back. Oh, and there, crushing combination to the head and body. Left hook followed up by Frazier. Under a minute to go, and Walcott finally grabs on. He is taking a beating in this round. Rudy Battle again looking on now. 2 jabs from Walcott. The first punches he has landed here in round 1. He has been blitzkrieged by Smoking Joe Frazier. Frazier continues to move forward, dipping, diving, trying to get in close. Walcott keeping distance, using his defensive skills to keep Frazier away. And now both fighters land. Frazier the harder punches, and there's the bell. A huge round for Smoking Joe Frazier. How Walcott withstood that onslaught is unknown, but he got through round 1. A huge round for Smoking Joe Frazier. No knockdown scored there, but I'm giving that 10-8 to Frazier. I give that 10-8 to Frazier. Let's go to the unofficial score. Dave Rodman scores it 10-9 for Frazier. I gave him a 10-8 round. He totally dominated Jersey Joe Walcott. The only thing that wasn't there was the knockdown. He had Walcott staggered against the ropes. But Walcott's great savvy and ring skills and ring generalship got him through that round. Cute little tricks towards the end. He did land a couple of jabs and a combination towards the end. Seemed to regain his senses. Let's quickly go to the Walcott corner now, where Danny Florio and Charlie Goldman have their hands full. Their fighter was beaten pillar to post. Florio telling him, you got to get your punches off. I mean, that's a standard theme in a boxing corner. Frazier just overwhelmed him in that first round. And for a moment, it looked like a la Rocky Marciano in the rematch that Walcott had when he was knocked out in 1. So Floyd just says you gotta let your punches go. Walcott came out to meet Frazier right away, and Frazier just steamrolled him. Charlie Goldman rubbing up his arms. Gives him a little sip of water. A little grease on the face. Now let's go to the Joe Frazier corner, where Yank Durham is very excited about what he saw. Calm excitement, though, from Yank Durham, a great trainer. Eddie Aliano, the cut man, gives Frazier a sip of water. They give Frazier some encouragement. And now we will move on to round number 2. That was a huge Joe Frazier round. Here's the bell for round 2. And Frazier looks like he's going to try to... Oh, tremendous shot! There, he baited Walcott in. Left hook to the body, then the head. Walcott felt that. And he nods in agreement. And now a 1-2 combination from Walcott. So Walcott does look like he's regained his senses. Another 1-2 combination. And there's bleeding from Frazier. A tremendous cut on Frazier's eye. Walcott's got to target that now. This is a huge opportunity for Walcott. And Frazier knows it. He comes back with huge shots to the head and body. Left hook jolts Walcott. Walcott comes back with a 1-2 right on that cut. A lot of blood from the Frazier eye. Blood all over his face. Frazier's supporters here in Philadelphia screaming for him to finish it. This could be a stoppage. And after a huge disappointing first round from Walcott, and again Walcott a 1-2-3 combination. Now he walks away. He walks away. He landed his punches and then that cute little trick of walking away. Frazier missed with that big left hook. And Walcott leaps in with his left hook. Again, walking away and leaping in. He nailed Frazier. A great comeback round for Walcott. He has cut Frazier. Frazier is bleeding. And now he is hitting him at will. Under 30 seconds to go. Frazier having trouble seeing, misses with that punch. And again, Walcott moves away, flicking the jab, looking to set up Frazier again. Missed with that punch. 10 seconds to go. 2 quick jabs there by Frazier. Again, pawing at that eye in the cut. And there is the bell, as Walcott bore into Frazier and grabbed onto him. Wow. Let's check. Let's go to the Joe Frazier corner and see how that cut is. Frazier really looked like he was trying to bait him in. After a tremendous first round of pure pressure, Frazier looked like he wanted to bait Walcott in. He did, and Walcott landed and busted open Frazier. And the cut inside right eyebrow, and it's bleeding heavy. And they have a tremendous cut man in that corner, Eddie Aliano. But now this fight is even up after Frazier nearly took out Walcott. The only thing that happened in round 1 was Walcott didn't go down, but he took a beating. Walcott unbelievably regrouped. Tremendous fortitude by Walcott in round 2. And Frazier has to deal with a horribly cut inside right eyebrow, bleeding heavily. Eddie Aliano, one of the best men in the business, working feverishly. And Yank Durham's telling him, Joe, you got to knock him out. This cut's bad. So Walcott has a tremendous opportunity here. Let's quickly go to the Walcott corner. My God, in just under 9 minutes, how things have changed. The concern that Danny Flory and Charlie Goldman had in the Walcott corner has changed to ecstasy and euphoria. They sense an upset victory here. Frazier is cut and bleeding badly from the right eye. I give that round to Walcott 10-9. And they want Walcott to continue to work his jab and nail that bleeding right eye. Walcott opened that cut up. He does that cute little thing. He kind of walks away, then he leaped in with that left uppercut hook, nailing Frazier right on that in the face and caught him in the eye, and blood spewing everywhere. And Frazier really had a lot of trouble seeing. Blood was going into his eye. It was all over his face. But again, like the true trooper Frazier is, he begrudgingly moved forward after, again, trying to bait Walcott into a big punch. Let's go to the unofficial score for Title Bout Championship Boxing. That's Dave Rodman. He scores that round even I gave it 10-9 Walcott, so I have it 10-8 Frazier in the first, 10-9 Walcott in the second, so I have Frazier up by 1 point, but that could be all mute, as that cut is horrible. Frazier's going to have to, in my opinion, knock out Walcott. Again, Eddie Aliano trying to still feverishly work on that cut as Rudy battles his cornermen out. Let's move on to round 3 here at Philadelphia Municipal Stadium. Round 3, both fighters off their stool. Frazier moving forward, trying to get in on the inside and rough up Walcott, and there! Frazier lands to the head and body, huge left hook, reels Walcott. He knows he has to take Walcott out. Walcott moving away, flicking the jab. Missed with those punches. Again, moves away, trying to keep... Oh, another tremendous shot by Frazier, followed with that left hook to the body. 1-2 combination by Walcott, trying to regroup now. Frazier, that cut is reopened once again with that 1-2 combination. A lot of blood. Rudy battles, taking a look. He's taking a look. And he's going to let the fight continue. They start up again. Frazier's got to knock him out. This is going to be a stoppage on cuts, and Frazier will be out of this tournament. Now Frazier grabs onto him. Blood now on the shoulder of Jersey Joe Walcott, as Walcott just looking to pick his shots here and keep that blood flowing from that right eye. Frazier not throwing anything. That blood is really bothering him. Walcott pushes him back now. Frazier's trapped in his corner, but no punches are thrown. Walcott just moves away. He's looking for that perfect opportunity. He's letting it slide away. And now Frazier again ties up. And more blood on the Walcott shoulder. Not many punches thrown here in the second half of this round. Under 40 seconds to go. Walcott moves to the corner. And now Frazier lands a thudding left hook to the head and body. Walcott felt that. His legs buckled a bit. Frazier continues to move forward under 25 seconds. This has been a Joe Frazier round. Walcott is pinned in Frazier's corner. They tie up. This time Walcott initiates the tie-up. Under 10 seconds. Walcott flicks a few jabs out there. They don't land, and there's the bell. Frazier did win that round, but the blood is pouring. Walcott should be a little busier, in my opinion. Frazier wins that round 10-9. But that's not what the issue is here, folks. It's that huge cut bleeding profusely from his right eye. And again, let's go to the Frazier corner to start off in between rounds here. And the cut, and he is still bleeding heavily. Eddie Aliano working feverishly with the coagulant and the pressure. And Yank Durham just keeps repeating, Joe, you gotta knock him out. You gotta knock him out. They're just saying it over and over again. A little more excitement. The coolness of Yank Durham is slipping away quickly, and he's a very cool cucumber in that corner. But that's a lot of blood, and Eddie Aliano is trying to control it. Again, Frazier did win round 3. And that's more due to the inactiveness of Jersey Joe Walcott. Walcott felt Frazier's power there. But he did open him up with that 1-2. The one good combination he threw, the only combination that landed, ripped open that cut, which never really was closed. But the saving grace for Frazier was he hurt Walcott early. And Walcott's buying his time, it looks like. Let's go to the Walcott corner, and Danny Florio, the trainer, and Charlie Goldman, the cut man. Nothing. Walcott has no abrasions, cuts, scrapes out of the ordinary. And Danny Florio says, you got to be busier. You got to be busier. We've got him. We can stop him on that cut. But Walcott, a seasoned pro, knows what he's doing, but Florio wants him to be busier. And again, the saving grace for Frazier was the big punches he landed earlier. He wobbled Walcott. Walcott came back with a tremendous, stepped away, and he leaped in with that combination he throws, and that blood started flowing, free-flowing from Frazier's eye again. But then Frazier caught him again, and Walcott basically went defensive the rest of the round. Let's go to the unofficial scorecard. That's Dave Rodman for Title Bout Championship Boxing. He gave it to Joe Frazier 10-9. So right now, after 3 rounds, Rodman has it 30-28, Joe Frazier. As do I. I just came about it with a different way, but I have the same score. So we move on to round 4. Now it's a race to see, can Joe Frazier knock out Jersey Joe Walcott, or can Walcott continue to rip open that cut, and Rudy Battle's already looked at it once. He hasn't called the doctor yet. So we move on to round 4, and let's see the urgency here. Both fighters come out normally, which means Frazier's pressure, pressure, pressure. That's the way he fights. And again, Walcott moving away, flicking that jab. Walcott trying to bait Frazier, trying to counter him. No one landed, and there's a good combination by Walcott. Scoring blows. Again, there goes the blood. It never really stopped. Frazier again coming forward, pawing at that eye. Again, combination to the head and body. A good thudding left hook. Walcott felt that, momentarily dazed, but regroups quickly. And again, that little ring jet. Oh, tremendous shots! And that was an overhand right that finished that one for Frazier. Walcott's badly hurt. Frazier again pressing forward, letting his hands go, landing on the inside to the head and body. Left hook lands on Walcott's jaw. Walcott backing up, Frazier coming forward. Now Walcott jockeys for position. They tie up on the inside. They're wrestling with one another. Frazier bullies him back into the corner. Blood flowing. Frazier needs to let his hands go. Walcott just continues to frustrate him with that slight ring generalship. Frazier missed with those punches. Walcott landed a couple of jabs in there. Under a minute to go here. Frazier is winning this round. And now a good 1-2-3 combination by Walcott. He stepped away, then stepped back, and Frazier comes back with a countering right hand. Walcott again felt those blows, but now a 1-2 by Walcott. Again, blood coming from that Frazier right eye. Tremendous shot by both fighters, but Walcott felt it more. He starts to back up. Frazier comes forward, and there's the bell. End of round 4. A big round for Frazier, but blood still coming from that eye. I give that round 10-9, Frazier. Let's go to the Joe Frazier corner here. And before we do that, let me go to the chat. And let me say hello to Ken Castro. He says Joe in 6. Hello to Beatles Eternally. Hello to the Cubs, the Bears. As the Cubs, the Bears says, Frazier has apparently borrowed Chuck Wepner's face in this bout. Yes, he has. I mean, that's a bad cut there, the Cubs, the Bears. And thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me for this big fight on Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. Bout number 6 of our heavyweight tournament. And it looks like Eddie Aliano has been able to stop the cut in the corner right at this moment. So great job by Eddie Aliano, one of the best cutmen in the history of boxing. Yank Durham likes what he sees from Frazier, but at any moment, I mean, there's a lot of coagulant on that eye, some grease. They give Frazier a sip of water. Eddie Aliano is working some of the end swell on the other eye. And Yank Durham, again, they want Frazier to continue his normal aggression, which is coming forward to annihilate the other fighter. Go to the Walcott corner, and Danny Florio is not really happy with Jersey Joe Walcott. He wants Walcott to throw more punches, but the power of Joe Frazier has been able to keep him in this fight. That cut is bad, and it can pop open at any moment, folks. That's a lot of blood that was pouring out of that eye. Again, hats off to Eddie Aliano in the Frazier corner. And Danny Florio, he wants Walcott to throw more punches. And Walcott has been setting down as a slugger, but he's a cute slugger. He's not really standing in front of him. He wants Frazier to come forward. He wants to catch him with something. But Frazier, to me, seems the stronger of the two fighters physically. And Walcott's a physically strong man, but Frazier has been able to bulldoze him. And again, I give round 4, 10-9 Joe Frazier. In rounds, I have Frazier up 3-1. But I gave the first round a 10-8 round to Frazier as he pummeled. He nearly took out Jersey Joe Walcott. He didn't drop him, but he pummeled him from one ring post to the other. Let's go to the unofficial score for Title Bout Championship Boxing, and that is Dave Rodman. And Rodman also gives round 4 to Frazier, and he has him up 3 rounds with 1 even, so that's 40-37. We move on to round 5, and it's that cut. That's the wild card. Will that cut reopen? And can Walcott get the stoppage via the cut? Or possibly Frazier walking into one of those cute moves that Walcott. He likes to walk away, then leap back in. A la when he knocked out Ezzard Charles to win the heavyweight championship. Here comes round 5. Both fighters off their stool. And Frazier pouring inside. And Walcott meets him. And Walcott lets his hands go. A 1-2-3 combination. Last punch to the body. Walcott moving forward, trying to push Frazier back now. Both fighters exchange, but Walcott got the better of it. Walcott, both fighters look to stand toe-to-toe, billy goat to billy goat, head-to-head. They tie up. They're wrestling on the inside. The referee, Rudy Battle, breaks them. 2 minutes left in the round. Walcott again on the inside lets his hands go before Frazier does, and he's scoring on the inside quite well. Walcott looks very focused in this round to fight hard on the inside, and just as I say that, Frazier rips lefts to the body, comes up with a left hook to the head. Walcott stopped cold in his track, starts to back up, flicks 2 jabs out there. He scores with those jabs, trying to slow Smoking Joe Frazier down. Frazier coming forward, bobbing, weaving, looking to load up to the body and the head. Walcott ties up. They wrestle on the inside. They break. Under a minute to go here. Again, Frazier applying the pressure. Walcott trying to stand his ground, begrudgingly giving ground. Nothing's landing here. Now Walcott lands a tremendous combination, a 4-punch combination. Frazier's knees almost touch the canvas. Again, Walcott with a quick 1-2. 25 seconds to go here in round 5. The blood starts to trickle from the Frazier eye once again. Walcott trying to bore in on the inside and force Frazier back. Walcott misses. And there's the bell as both fighters miss at the bell. Tremendous action there in round 5 and a very good round for Jersey Joe Walcott. That's a 10-9 round for Walcott. We're a third of the way through the fight here. Let's go to the Frazier corner. And they quickly stop that trickle of blood. Again, Eddie Aliano's done tremendous work. Yank Durham says, you gotta be first, Joe. You gotta be first, Joe. And he was not. Walcott finally let his hands go. And just was determined to stand his ground. He begrudgingly gave it a few times during the round. But it was a clear Jersey Joe Walcott round. Let's go to the Walcott corner. Danny Florio and Charlie Goldman. Much happier. They like what they saw from me. And he landed a really good combination. Frazier's knee nearly touched the canvas. He came forward, but Frazier was able to regroup and gain his senses again. Again, they're telling Jersey Joe, continue your aggression, continue to be a slugger. But again, Jersey Joe Walcott, he'll slug and then he'll move away a little bit and try to bait you in to catch you with something and then stay on the inside again. Tremendous fighters, both of these pugilists. Let's go to the unofficial scorecard. See how Dave Rodman, and he gives that round 10-9 to Walcott. So after a third of the fight, after 5 rounds, he has Frazier 49, Walcott 47. Let's quickly go to the chat. It's been a good fight for the first 5 rounds. And Clinton Parks has joined us. Hope all is well with you, Clinton. Now we move on to round number 6. And again, it's a race to see, can Frazier stop Walcott, in my opinion, or does that cut reopen and Walcott catch Frazier and the blood spew? Rudy Battle's already looked at it once. Here we go, round number 6. Both fighters off their stool. And it looks like Walcott wants to take the round off, and just as I say that, Frazier leaps in with good shots to the head and finishing to the body. Good power punches there. Walcott was hurt, moving away, trying to regroup, flicking that jab out there. And now Walcott pins Frazier, and now Walcott comes back with tremendous counter shots. A cute move by Walcott. He had him in a clinch, and coming out of the clinch, he nailed Frazier. And again, Walcott tries to punch out of the clinch, but it's Frazier this time who lands. So much for taking the round off. They're standing toe-to-toe, head-to-head, billy goat to billy goat. Again, Walcott missed with those punches on the inside. Frazier got under them. Minute and a half to go here in round number 6. It's been Frazier. Slight edge to Frazier. He's thrown a few more punches. They tie up on the inside. A little blood coming from the eye of Joe Frazier. That right eye that was gashed open. Good combination on the inside. Hard fighting. Good combination by Walcott. Again, Walcott gets off quicker on the inside to the head and body. This round's evened up. Frazier pins Walcott back in the corner. Both fighters throw, neither land. Now! Countering shots by Walcott on the inside. Now he's backing up Frazier. Frazier, back and forth they go. Inside, letting their hands rip. The crowd loves it. Back and forth. Tremendous action as we come to the bell. Frazier just missed with an overhand right, and that's the end of round 6. That is a close round. Back and forth they went. So much for taking the round off. I think initially they were going to take the round off, try to get a breather, but that didn't last long. Once each fighter connected, they went at it. Wow. That is a close round. That's an even round for me. So round 6, I give it even, 10-10. So both fighters 10-10, as my scoring pen has run out. It's not working. Let's go to the backup pen. Let's hope this works. There we go, 10-10. Let's go to the Frazier corner first. And that trickle of blood is quickly closed once again by Eddie Aliano. But Frazier has that in his head now. I mean, he's still the aggressive fighter as always. But every time he feels it, you can see him pawing at that eye. Yank Durham says you just got to be busier and work harder, Joe, just like you always do. Eddie Aliano again using the coagulant and the pressure on that right eye. Yank Durham using some end swell on the left eye. Frazier gets a sip of water. Let's move to the Jersey Joe Walcott corner. What a fight it's been here at Philadelphia Municipal Stadium, where Rocky Marciano knocked out Jersey Joe Walcott to win the title. Walcott wants better results this time. Danny Florio, he likes what he sees out of Walcott. Walcott, again, both fighters would look to take the round off, but once the punches started to fly, that was out the window. Again, Walcott can fight as either a boxer or a slugger. He's been fighting as a slugger, but he's a cute slugger. And again, he landed a really nice combination where he clinched Frazier, and then coming out of the clinch before battle broke them, he's able to get his arms free, and he landed a tremendous 4-punch combination that rattled Frazier. No nicks, cuts, or abrasion out of the ordinary for Walcott. He takes a sip of water. They're rubbing up his arms. Let's go to the unofficial score for Title Bout Championship Boxing, Dave Rodman. And he gave that close round to Jersey Joe Walcott. He now has Frazier only up by 1 point after 6, 58-57. We will move to the 7th. Quickly go to the chat. Clinton Park says, Al cheered for the Lions over the Christians in his past history. I probably didn't, but that's okay. Good line, good line. The Cubs, the Bears. Al hit such a high note on that last punch, my garage door flew open. Excellent. The power of the force. All right, we move on. Round number 7. There's the bell. Fighters off their stool. Both fighters. Frazier to fight normal, which means coming inside. And here comes Walcott right at him. Again, they're going to be toe-to-toe. Billy Goat to Billy Goat, head-to-head. They're wrestling on the inside. And again, Walcott lets his hands go first. 1-2-3 combination on the inside. Walcott pushing Frazier back. And now the cuts reopen. The referee appears to be jockeying for position to look. And now Rudy Battle has looked. This fight is over. This fight is over. Walcott in a big upset here at Philadelphia Municipal Stadium, excuse me. And the hometown fans are disappointed. Joe Frazier is out of the tournament, TKO'd on the cut. And that's what it was. It was a time clock, a ticking time bomb, however you wanted to say it. Could Frazier knock out Walcott before that cut reopened badly, and that blood is flowing, and this time Rudy Battle stopped the fight. He called in the ringside doctor who advised him to stop the fight, and Battle did just that. This fight is over. Euphoria in the Walcott corner with Jersey Joe and Dan Florio and Charlie Goldman. So the place where Walcott had one of his most crushing defeats, where he was ahead on points when Rocky Marciano knocked him out in the 13th with a Suzy Q on the ropes, where he lost the heavyweight title. Walcott gets redemption when he TKOs Joe Frazier in the 7th round on that cut. Unbelievable. I know they're both two great fighters, but to me, this is a big upset. This is a big upset. And Frazier just disappointed. He wanted to go on. No quitting Smoking Joe Frazier, but he is out of this heavyweight tournament. And that cut that opened up early, first round, tremendous cut, blood all over the place. As you can see, the blood on Walcott's shoulder, that is not the blood of Jersey Joe Walcott. That is the blood of Smoking Joe Frazier. Now they bring him back to his corner, and Eddie Aliano's working on that cut. Yank Durham trying to console Frazier, who is just besides himself that he will not be continuing in this tournament, and that's a favorite out of this tournament. We've seen some wild stuff here. We saw Primo Carnera defeat James J. Jeffery when Jeffries basically wanted none of Primo anymore and hit him low one too many times, and he got DQ'd. But this fight, as much as the Carnera fight was an upset, to me this was more of an upset. Walcott still is so happy, again, avenging in his mind one of his worst defeats here in this stadium. In this stadium, he lost the heavyweight title. Round 13 KO to Rocky Marciano. And now, redemption for Jersey Joe Walcott as he stops Smoking Joe Frazier via that cut, that horrible cut. And people might say, oh, it's stoppage of cut. Well, he threw the punches, folks. He threw those hard punches that ripped off. That's a nasty cut. That's going to take many a stitch to close that. Wow. Unbelievable. Let's go to the chat here as the Bears says, wow, upset, great fight. It was a tremendous fight. I hope my call wasn't too rusty. I have not called a boxing match in a while. And I really wanted to do it the past couple of weeks, but things just didn't work out with family situations. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you very much. We're going to do the little post-fight. And we had, again, thank you to the Cubs, the Bears, Clinton Parks, Ken Castro, Beatles Eternally. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me. And it was a race. It was a race to see if, again, I keep saying it, but I said it right off the bat. When the cut opened, it was a tremendously bad cut. So now it becomes a race of the fighter, in this case, Joe Frazier. Can he stop fighter B, which is Jersey Joe Walcott, before that cut reopens? And he couldn't. And there were times where Danny Florio was completely dumbfounded and frustrated with his fighter when he didn't throw punches. But Walcott had a plan. He stuck to it. He didn't overexert himself. When Walcott felt he had the advantage, he opened up, and this fight is over, folks. Again, tremendous euphoria and joy in the Jersey Joe Walcott corner. Hugs all around. Walcott is moving forward. Joe Frazier will stay home in Philadelphia. Let's get the unofficial scorecard. It doesn't matter. Again, after 6 rounds, we already knew that Dave Rodman had Frazier up by a point. I had Frazier up by 2 points. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. As I stated over and over again, it was a race, a ticking time bomb. And the time bomb went off. That eye ripped open, blood spewing. The doctor recommended a Rudy Battle. Stopped the fight, and Battle did. The winner by TKO is Jersey Joe Walcott.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
Now they're just going to give the official decision. Johnny Addy will announce it, what we've already witnessed via the radio. Now the fans will be told, but they already know. They witnessed this bout. Tremendous upset, in my opinion. Good action fight. They stood toe-to-toe on most of it. There were lulls in the action. Frazier always was coming forward. Walcott took moments off in the bout, but he's the winner. And here's Johnny Addy. He says, ladies and gentlemen, the winner by knockout, technical knockout, at the 25-second mark of round 7 on the advice of the ringside physician to Rudy Battle, Jersey Joe Walcott. And Walcott will advance. Wow. 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 In the words of the Cubs, the Bears, wow. Upset. Great fight. So I hope you enjoyed it. And let's go, before we update the records. Now, these are the real records. We're going to include the sim bouts. So Walcott, when he fights next, will have 52 wins. Again, avenging one of his worst defeats, not to the fighter, but to the location. And he's just a happy camper as he's being interviewed. And why wouldn't he be? Frazier just distraught in his corner. Smoking Joe wanted to go on. He did not want the fight stopped, just like the Thriller in Manila. He wanted to go on to the end. But it will not be for Smoking Joe. Let's go to the punches, and let's make sure I read these right now. So, Walcott really used his jab in the just over 6 rounds of boxing. He landed 33 jabs to try to keep Frazier not known for a jab. He'd use a jab as a rangefinder. He landed 18 of his own hooks. Frazier landed a lot of hooks to the head and body. That big left hook, he was cranking it. But Walcott landed his fair share, 23 crosses. Again, Frazier not a big right-hand puncher. He would throw it. He had an edge of 3 over Walcott. 28 to 25. Combinations, this was fairly even. Both fighters, when they were on the inside in punching range, they let their hands go. They let their hands go, you know. Uppercuts, again, Frazier, a few more. He threw a few more. Landed a few more. But Walcott, again, was there. There was the round 1 and 2, Walcott wasn't quite sure how strong Joe Frazier was, and I could see that, and I hope the way I called it, you could get that glimpse of it. Because Walcott, but come round 3, Walcott kind of said, okay, I know how strong Frazier is, and I'm a strong guy too, which he is, Walcott. And he was able to figure out his strategy, sometimes frustrating his cornerman Danny Florio, but Walcott, tremendous pugilistic knowledge. I suggest go on YouTube, look up how he knocked out Ezzard Charles. Unbelievable in their 3rd fight. When he finally beat Ezzard Charles. He really beat him in the second. I think it was the 2nd fight. He lost a controversial. They fought 4 times, Ezzard Charles and Jersey Joe Walcott. Again, I have boxing rec link in the description. You can go to that, look up a lot of stuff. But anyway, Walcott figured out how strong Frazier was and then worked his strategy to it. And the cut, Frazier, even though he almost TKO'd Walcott in the 1st round, that cut was horrible. Horrible. They nearly stopped it in the 1st round on the cut. And Walcott only landed that quick combination. It was hard. He had stepped away. He did that cute little trick where he walks away and then he leaps back in with that left hook uppercut, but he followed it with 2 quick punches, and that blood was spewing from the Frazier right eye. So I think Frazier and his corner are going to go back and look at that round 1 when they had Walcott hurt badly, wobbling all over the place at times, and they didn't finish him off. By the end of the round, the last 30, 25 seconds, Walcott had somehow miraculously regrouped himself and got his senses back. Alrighty. Again, Frazier landed 155 in punches. Walcott 139. Punches landed per round. Frazier 22 approximately. Walcott 20 approximately. So it was very even fight. But Frazier landed the bigger punches, and I had Frazier up by 2 points. Again, that doesn't mean anything. He got stopped on cuts. And the unofficial score had it up. Rodman had him up by 1 point. Very close fight. Walcott did take some lulls in action. Frazier was always coming forward. It was funny. There was a time both of them seemed to want to take a round off, and then as soon as the punches started to go, they just stood toe-to-toe and nailed each other. And I want to say that was round 5 or 6. I'd have to go back and watch the video again. But tremendous fight, a lot of fun. I thought this was going to be a good fight. I thought Frazier would beat Walcott a la Rocky Marciano, but Walcott proved me wrong. Hats off to Jersey Joe Walcott. Punches missed. Walcott threw more punches. He missed 163. Frazier only missed 134. Punches thrown, Walcott threw 302, Frazier 289. And here's tremendous. Frazier, who would think Joe Frazier would lose a fight when he landed over 50% of his punches? Walcott landed 46%, but it's the cut. If there's no cut, maybe Frazier's able to wear him down a la Rocky Marciano and take him out late, but there was a cut. It was a tremendous cut, blood flowing like Niagara Falls, dare I say. And that's how the fight ended, on the cut. And now let's go to the official scorecards. Let's see how they had it. And D. Scott Howard has jumped in the chat. Hello, D. Scott. And also Warren Chandler. First time I've seen Warren in one of my chats. Hope you are well. Oh, Warren, he's a new subscriber. How are you, Warren? Hope you are doing well, my friend, as everyone else. When is the next bout? I don't know yet. I'd like to get another one. There's no football game this weekend. I'd like to do 2 more. And we'll take a quick look at that, and we'll try to decide what. But I want to see George Foreman, and it's not going to be George Foreman and Randall Tex Cobb. Just it's a curiosity factor. And there's also I like that Billy Conn fight. I want to say that's Billy Conn and Max Schmeling. Let's go to the official scorecard. Show scorecards. How does the stream look? Does it look good? Is the picture clear? I've been having some issues. As Ken Castro welcomes Warren. We have a very nice community here, Warren. Hopefully we see you back. You know, it's a very nice community here, Warren. I'm glad to see you. I saw the picture is what stood out. And he says, Warren says, good, thanks. Loving the commentary. Looking forward to Big George too. Thank you, Warren. I was like, Warren Chan, and then your picture, I remembered your picture when you subscribed. I greatly appreciate your subscription, as everyone's. And please share, like. That like button means a lot to a YouTuber. It means people appreciate what you're doing. I get the every once in a while the numbnut comment, which I don't care for. I read it and I delete it because if it's constructive criticism, that's fine, but you don't get that on here anyway. But if you could, hit that like button, hit the share button. I greatly appreciate it. But come back and view and enjoy. I love boxing. It's probably my favorite sport. All right, so after 6 rounds, Harold Lederman from the United States had it dead even, 57-57. Again, I gave Frazier a 10-8 round. Did they do? No, none of the 3 judges. I gave him a 10-8 round the first round. Lou Filippo of the United States had Frazier up 58-56. And Glenn Feldman of the United States after 6 had it dead even, 57-57. So, if, again, say it went that way, it would have been a majority draw. Again, we don't have to worry about that. TKO via the cut. So hats off to Jersey Joe Walcott. Very interesting. And again, if we look at the points by title about boxing, that's points scored. Meaning every punch landed has a point total. Okay? Joe Frazier 172, Jersey Joe Walcott 170. You can't get any closer than this. I don't know if I did justice to this fight. I'm going to have to listen to it over. I don't know if I did justice to how good this fight was. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And there we go. All right, so we're going to update the fighters' records. So Joe Frazier's actual record, 32-4-1 and 27 knockouts, will now, with the sim result, will go to 32-5-1 and 27. He's out of the tournament. Smokin' Joe loses in his hometown of Philadelphia, a packed Municipal Stadium. And Jersey Joe Walcott improves to 52-18-2 and 33 stoppages now. So unbelievable. Unbelievable. And let's quickly go to the chat. I got to do wrestling because D. Scott Howard says, I'm hoping Al will make us a tag team. Oh my God, Ken, I did. Ken, I have you guys set up as a tag team. You're actually going to wrestle. I had it set up last week, but again, circumstances. When I do a wrestling or a boxing match, I talk loud anyway. I'm excitable, but that's me. I'm not everyone doesn't like me, and that's fine, but that's the way I call something. I'm doing a radio call. I'm trying to get the viewer, the listener. I do YouTube. I do YouTube like a radio call when I do sports. I'm trying to get the excitement. Again, these are fake. It's mythical. It's simmed. To me, it's fun. I'm to see what would happen. Again, it's not scientific, but we're having fun. We discuss it. So Warren Channel says enjoyed it a lot. Your commentary is outstanding. Could listen to it all day. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ken Castro wants that tag team with D. Scott Howard. It's coming up, folks. The Cubs and Bears. Al, you do justice to every fight. You are that good. Thank you very much, my friends. So let's go now, and hopefully, because Al is not savvy, let's finish this. Actually, I'm going to keep this up, but I want to... How do I go to my... Oh, I can reduce this and reduce that. I want to go to the spreadsheet, and let's look at some bouts before we call it a stream. Let's add a new window. Bear with me a moment. I want to bring up the spreadsheet. Window. And okay. Oh, I did it. I'm brilliant. Except I have to fit it to the screen. Oh, yes, this is YouTube Gold now. There we go. Okay. Is the spreadsheet up? Yes, it is. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Clinton Parks, you're excitable. Love your broadcast. Love playing your devil's advocate in the baseball. Oh, Clinton, I love it. Don't take me seriously. Clinton Parks, great channel. Check his channel out. Wonderful channel. He has a National Pastime 3 game up. I can't remember who. I have it marked to watch later. I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm going to be honest. And I go into a lot of people's stuff because I enjoy it. If you see me there, it's because I enjoy it. If you see a comment, it's because I enjoy it. And it's fun. Clinton Parks has good stuff. Everyone I have has good. They're good people who I follow, so check them out. Check out my page. All right, so let's make this. All right, so what are we doing? So Jersey Joe Walcott would be in blue because he's the winner. And surprisingly, I honestly didn't think this was going to happen. Joe Frazier will go into the green. Or is it this color? No, it's this color. So Frazier, the loser, and we have TKO. TKO 6 due to cut. Winner, Walcott. TKO 6 due to horrific. I think I spelled that wrong. Horrific. No, I did horrific. That doesn't look right. Well, I'll check out the spelling later. How do you spell horrific? It doesn't look right. Well, horrific cut. I will check that out later. I can change it later. Just want to get the details in there. Warren Chandler says, wish I knew something about baseball from the UK here, though followed the NFL loads. I have some NFL stuff up. Check that out if you want. Due to horrific cut. Alrighty. So, let's look at what's next. I kind of like... No, I can't find it. I'm probably going to... Ezzard, Charles, John Tate, I might just sim and just give you the result. Not feeling it with that one. I might do it. I kind of like doing these, so. Oh, here it is. I like this one here. George Foreman, Randall Tex Cobb. And I actually like Michael Dokes and Chuck Wepner, just to see how far Cobb and Wepner can go. I think Wepner will get stopped on cuts. I think Cobb might go the distance. He could get antsy for George Foreman. In his younger days, George Foreman does not have a lot of stamina. If somehow Cobb survives early, which he should, it could be interesting. I think eventually Foreman will stop him, though, which is going to be interesting. Beatles Eternally in chat says, Just to butt in for a tick, if you haven't downloaded Pure Sim Baseball, do so before February 19th, as the website will expire. It's great and free. Thank you, Beatles. We can still play it though, right, Beatles? Or is it going to be gone for everybody? That's a fun game, Pure Sim Baseball, and it's free. Warren Chandler, I will do that. Thanks. Dolphins fan, sadly. Oh, I got a 1972 Dolphins 2007 Patriot game up there. You'll like it. D. Scott Howard. Keep an eye out for chariot racing, Warren. Oh, D. Scott Howard. D. Scott Howard's the only person who would watch chariot racing when I was doing it, and I'm awful, but it's so much fun. It's just a lot of fun. Clinton Parks, thanks, Beatles. Got it. Warren, baseball is cricket with a twist. It's the ancient rounders game. Good job there, Clinton. Way to describe baseball. So I like the George Foreman Randall Tex Cobb match. Michael Dokes, Chuck Webner. But I don't want to go. But I really, that one intrigues me. Andrew Galata, Larry Holmes. It's okay. Sonny Liston, Carl Meldenberger, who lost his title opportunity to Muhammad Ali, then also lost in the tournament later on. The tournament to see who was going to be heavyweight champion. I'm pretty sure he was in it. Kenny Norton, George Chavallo, that's a good one. Ali, Bone Crusher Smith. That could be always. Ali fights are always interesting. Let's see what else. Michael Moore, Louis Firpo. I think I like that one. Two tremendous bangers. Firpo knocked Dempsey out of the ring. That's that famous picture. There's a famous photo, famous painting. That's a good one. And I'm going to be adding a few more fighters at the end that I missed. I'm debating. I might add them. Is there a fight that sticks out to any of you guys? And then we'll call it a stream, and I'll come back with something else. I'm not going to do another fight tonight. I'm glad you guys all enjoyed it. Again, hit that like button. Share, subscribe. Let's try to get more subscribers. YouTube is basically, you got to get 1,000 subscribers, or they're gonna just, it's gonna be tough to get stuff out. And eventually, I think they're gonna go to, oh, you're not getting enough views, and they're not even gonna let you stream. Maybe. That's just my thought. I'm not saying they said that. It's just the way things are going with YouTube. So, anyway, are there any fights that stick out to anybody? Who are you thinking of adding? Frank Bruno is in, Warren. Frank Bruno is gonna. This is an interesting one too, because I think it's Frank Bruno. Where's Frank Bruno? Frank Bruno has Roy Jones Jr. That's a very winnable fight for Frank Bruno. So that could be on the docket. I like Frank. I was a big Frank Bruno fan. I always liked Frank. Yes, Clinton, he's a middleweight, but he beat Massachusetts' own John Ruiz from Chelsea. So he did hold a portion of the heavyweight title, and it makes it intriguing to me. So he's in it to win it. Thank you. Warren Chandler says, wish you luck with your channel. You deserve lots of success. It's not even that. It's just I see the way YouTube is going. I try to stream on Twitch, but it's a nice stream there, but no one watches me there, so I don't do it. I like YouTube, so I want to stay here. I like it, so. Warren Chandler says, yeah, that one's interesting to me. Yeah, I like that Frank Bruno. I like that one. I think I like this one. Michael Moore, Louis Firpo. I always like anything with Henry Cooper. I'm a big Henry Cooper fan. There's so many good fights here. Again, there's only one right now. I think I'm just going to sim quick and give you the result. Ezzard Charles, John Tate. But I might do it, you know. I don't want to go in a row because I have to get excited to do the fight. I'm excited about all the fights, but I have to. Tommy Morrison, Trevor Berbick doesn't really excite me. Ingemar Johansson, Jimmy Young. I always like Jimmy Young. I like Jimmy Young in an upset in that one. Again, we're using Title Belt Championship Boxing as the engine, the sim engine. No, don't even look, Clinton. I'll tell you if I move to Twitch. Warren Chandler says, yeah, Moore or Firpo, 50-50, I think. I agree, because Michael Moore, I met Michael Moore at a boxing function, very nice guy, years ago. I got along with him very well. You can tell when someone's not a phony, and he spent time, we talked for like 15, 20 minutes. I also met, he was then trained by Emmanuel Stewart. God rest his soul, one of the nicest people I've, when you meet a celebrity and you find someone that nice. Again, few times that I actually cried when someone passed away. Because I kind of, you met him. I met him, and but Michael Moore's chin comes into question there. So if Firpo tags him, I like that one. I like Kenny Norton, George Chuvalo. They never fought. Because I tried to set up the first round where they never fought each other. Gerrie, Corey, Shannon, Briggs. Doesn't really. I like Gerrie, Corey. I like Shannon Briggs too. It doesn't do. There's no excitement right now in my mind for that. Tommy Burns, Ray Mercer's intriguing. Ali's always exciting, but he should. The way this Ali fight goes against James Bonecrusher Smith, two ways. It goes 15 rounds lopsided, or somehow he stops Bonecrusher, which he could. And I'm hoping it's more of that. I don't see Bonecrusher. That would be the ultimate in miracle Sims if he somehow beats Muhammad Ali. Ernie, Terrell, Archie Moore, I like that. I met Archie Moore. He was, God rest his soul, he was a very nice man. Gerry, Cooney, Pinklon, Thomas. That's intriguing to me because that fight could have taken place, but it never did. So, because they're same time period. I think all my fights I've liked them all. My favorite fight though is Jersey, and I had picked Frazier, Jersey Joe Walcott. That's a big. The other one, which was really fun, was Primo Carnera winning by DQ. When James Jeffrey, again, I'm doing the radio call. I'm reading the thing. Aaron Sheelan, hopefully I pronounced that right, jumped in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Trevor Berbick, Tommy Morrison is going to be fun. Well, okay, it's going to be done. Warren Chandler says, Smith beating Ali would definitely be a shocker. Oh, yeah. D. Scott Howard, absolutely. Wladimir, Klitschko, Jack Johnson. See, sometimes I'm going through them and I don't even see. That's a very good one. If you want a good laugh, when I do this one, let me highlight it. Klitschko, Vitali Klitschko, and Nikolay Valuev. I'm going to butcher Valuev's name so bad when I get into the heat of the action. And if you haven't seen Nikolay Valuev, he's retired now. He's a huge human being. Like, he looks like Andre the Giant, except he's a boxer. So, he was actually a very soft-spoken, very nice man. I'm pretty sure he's still alive, is a very soft-spoken, nice man, when I saw him fight. And he actually is not a very aggressive human being. It's, he actually didn't like the fight. He just did it because he made money. Francesco Damiani, Lennox Lewis is intriguing to me just because I was a Damiani fan. Lewis should beat him, probably knockout. I see that going like Ray Mercer, where Damiani stayed in the fight. Actually, Damiani was beating Ray Mercer until Mercer hit him in the schnoz. I think it was round 9 or 10, Atlantic City. And Damiani went down. And blood went spewing all over the canvas. Jack Dempsey should annihilate the Massachusetts native John Ruiz. Louis Joe Bugner. That could be a little interesting. Can Bugner go the distance? I have to check. Did Tim Witherspoon ever... It's too late now, but this might be the one. Can anyone look up... Did Tim Witherspoon... I think I did look it up, but I'm not sure. Did Tim Witherspoon ever fight Mike Weaver? I don't think so. It's too late now, the seedings. And anyone who's new to the channel... Valuev is a politician now. I did not know that. Yeah, he's a big fellow, Warren. Thank you for that information. He seemed always very nice. Again, I don't know the man. I just, from what you see on TV. I like Cleveland Williams. I think Cleveland Williams is going to upset Jimmy Ellis. I have a feeling. I have to read up on Marvin Hart. I think Marvin Hart was the man who won the title, the vacant title after James J. Jeffies. I'm pretty sure of that, but not very familiar with Marvin Hart. I am definitely familiar with Donovan Razor Ruddock. So I might sim that one. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what I can find on Marvin Hart. I mean, I'll read some stuff. I do a lot of studying before I do these. I've seen a lot of these fighters on YouTube. I've read a lot about them. Again, boxing is one of my favorite sports. But I try to get a visual in my head how they're going to fight. Warren Chandler Bugner could always go the distance. Yes, he could. Only stoppage, except he got knocked out earlier, stopped in his career. But then Frank Bruno, when he came back, they fought at Wembley Stadium. Bugner won the first round, then just took a beating after that. All right, so right now, I think we like, just go to the chat one more time. And thank you again to Warren Chandler. A great addition to the community. Thank you very much, Warren. Another great addition, Aaron Sheelan. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And always thank you to the D. Scott Howard, Clinton Parks, Beatles Eternally, the Cubs, the Bears, and Ken Castro. So I'm happy to see new community members. It's always fun. I'm leaning towards, I definitely, I think, and again, I can change my mind. Ron, Lyle, Floyd, Patterson, I just saw that one. But I like this one, George Foreman, Randall Tex Cobb. For some reason, it has the oomph for me. I'm trying to think of the word. It has the excitement to me. I don't know why. That one, and also the Moorer. I think we're going to go George Foreman, Randall Tex Cobb, and then the Michael Moorer, Louis Firpo fight. I like Billy Conn, Max Schmeling, but I want to... Those are the two. I'd like to do 2 more fights over the weekend. Warren Chandler says, glad to be here, Al. Thanks for the live cast. No, I love talking boxing. Love it. We're going to do a chat with Al tomorrow. Those are fun. If you're around, I just literally... And I want to figure... Hopefully tomorrow I'll have it figured out to actually have people in the Google Hangout who if they want to talk, they can talk. But that's fun. We spend like 3 hours. The last one was over 3 hours. It's me talking and reading the chat and what's going on with friends of the channel. If they have a channel, they can promote it. Who do they like? And we talk sports, movies, goofy stories. I have some funny stories. I might tell some really bad dating stories on the next one. So that's what do we call that? Chat with. Oh, I can't say come chat with Al because that gets flagged. I think it's chat with Al now. Yeah, I like Michael Moorer, Louis Firpo. I like Foreman, Cobb, and Aaron liked Trevor Berbick, Tommy Morrison. So, I mean, maybe those are the next 3 we do. I mean, Max, there's so many good fights. But I think the next one, I'm leaning towards Foreman and Cobb. That being said, we will now call it a stream, folks. And again, one last thank you. I'll be back in a little bit, most likely, depending on family situation. Warren Chandler, new to the chat, new to the channel. Thank you very much. Big applause to Warren Chandler. Thank you. Also new to the channel, into the chat, Aaron Sheelan. Again, I apologize if I mispronounce your last name. Clinton Parks will tell you I mispronounce everybody's name. Hats off to you. Thank you. And then, hats off to D. Scott Howard, Clinton Parks, Beatles Eternally, Ken Castro, the Cubs, the Bears, and I hope I didn't miss anybody else. Big shout out to you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. And again, thank you, Beatles, for telling us about the Pearson Baseball. Go to Pearson Baseball. Free game. Download it. It's going to be off. Beatles said when. I can't remember. I want to say he said February next week. And we'll give the last words to the new people in the community, in the channel, in the family, friends of the channel. Aaron Sheelan says, I am just a Rocky fanboy, so I have a soft spot for Tommy the Machine Gun. Oh, yeah, Tommy Machine Gun. Yeah. That was a good one, actually, that Rocky movie. Most of them are fun. The first one's the best, in my opinion. But Warren Chandler says, nice seeing all you guys. Thank you again. Welcome. Thank you. Well, and on that note, we're going to sign off, as we always do, wishing health, happiness, God bless. Until next time, peace.